Boy, it's been a cold winter, and you know what? This is one of the first days that I can tell you I got out of the truck on the ice in the last month, and we're not dealing with a cold front. In fact, we're dealing with rising temps, and that's going to be great because for the first time in a long time, I'm going to get to stay outside. I don't got to be in the house. We can keep moving, and the fishing should be great. We're on Mille Lake today. Stay right where you're at for Fish Ed. You know, when these fish come roaring up like that, it is so cool because I've bounced around here now to 3 different holes to finally get to one where there's a fish that was ready and hot and set to go, and got him at the bottom of the hole here. I got him tangled up. That's good walleye though. But what's really cool about it is you just keep moving. And I finally came across one that was ready to bite. But what I'm doing is I'm working that spoon pretty doggone aggressively, and I got kind of lucky there. He got himself unhooked when I flopped him out of the hole. That's a good keeper eye right there. I'm working that spoon pretty aggressive to get him up, and as soon as he came up, I was able to say right away, turn that camera on, this fish is gonna bite, because he came shooting up. When he came up, he was red. He didn't come up green, you know, he wasn't out here. He had already snuck in the bottom and come racing up. So remember that, when you get that fish in, get him going aggressive, but once you got him hot and he's on his way, stop, give him that ambush point. Let me show you what I'm using here. We're gonna actually end up keeping that guy. This is just a fire tiger color, or actually the perch colored rattl'n flyer spoon. And you know, I don't think there's anything better that you can come to Mille Lake with. If you are not bringing one of these with you when you get here, you're probably missing something, because here's the thing. We're finally getting a little bit of snow on the ice again. That holographic front is important, but you see this back? It's bright, and that way if the fish are out at a little bit of a distance in this 30, 32, 33 feet of water, they can see it and they can hear it. When you get back down there, there's got to be more around. Oh, I lost it. Boy, you can see I've started drilling a lot of holes out here, and I've had to because, you know, we pulled in here and we set up right on a tip on a mud flat this morning, and they were right there. Oh yeah, another keeper. Look at that. 2 keepers to start the day. There's nothing wrong with that. But they were lined up right out off the edge this morning. And now I've slid up just a little bit. I'm not a lot. I'm not all the way to the top. I'm in about 27 feet right now. I started out in 31. Now I did lose one just a little while ago back in 24. So these fish are actually moving back and forth. So what you got to do is you got to understand that even though we're headed toward a time of the day when you think they're going to be off in deep water, you got to keep going back and forth, because what you find out is there's a faction of fish that are always feeding up toward the top, and there's a faction of fish that are always down. They don't all travel together all the time. So keep moving back and forth, and you can see how I've drilled this out. Everything's just a zigzag back here, and that's just going back and forth, off the edge, up the edge, off the edge, and then sometimes all the way up to the top. Keep moving like that on these mud flats. Stay on locations like that. You're going to catch a lot of these. That guy will eat good right there. Now this one, he didn't feel the same, and I don't think he is. I think this is one of those jumbo perch that roam out here a little bit deeper, and you get more of these during the day. You know, we've hit that time of the day now. Yeah, that's exactly what he is. We've hit that time of the day where things are getting a little bit tougher. And these things will keep you busy too. But what's great about these is they eat just as good as any walleye. And one of the things that you can do is just keep moving. You know, I was talking earlier on that last walleye about moving back and forth between deep water and shallow water. But now what I'm gonna do is I'm spending a little bit more time out here in the deep water, and I'm just kind of working my way around because we're in that doldrum area where, you know, the walleye bite's gonna slow down a little bit throughout the day, but then we're gonna get that thing again later this afternoon. So take advantage of some of these perch. Keep moving in the deeper water, okay? You're not gonna find these perch at this time of day up on top. You're gonna find them out in that 31, 32, 33 feet of water. He eats just as good as any walleye. We are just getting to that point of the day where it's going to get started again. You know, like I told you earlier, you get that little lull and that's when them perch get fun. But boy, I'll tell you, this walleye, I'm pretty sure this is a walleye. It'd be an awful big perch, I'll tell you that. But this guy just came railing in here. Oh yeah, it's a big fish. Let's see if we can get him up the hole. Oh, he's getting turned at the hole. There we go. Got him. Look at that. Oh, look at that walleye right there. That is a great Mille Lake walleye right there. You know, this lake is just loaded with these fish. And you know, they're so much fun to catch in between catching those keepers. That's a great fish right there. But that is just a lesson in patience. I have just drilled holes in the same area, but I have not left this spot. I have stayed on the same mud flat and kept working the same areas, just back and forth in depth. And what that allowed me to do was be here when this fish finally turned on. Look at that big girl right there. I'm gonna put her back in, and as I do that though, let me tell you, I think the most important part of what we did today, oh yeah, here she goes. That is so cool when a big fish swims away. But I think the most important part of what we did today to get on these fish was we actually drove out here right at sunrise. And you can see we're just starting to get a little spit in the air again. It's finally starting to snow a little bit again. And it's been the perfect day. We've been able to find the perfect day. So keep that in mind too. Get out here early, take advantage of those low light periods, okay? Because you're going to get that lull in the middle of the day. But do this too. When you see a temperature swing like what we're in right now, we had terrible cold fronts this past week. Now all of a sudden we got a couple days that it's going to be warm, then it's going to plunge again. There's 2 days in here that these fish are going to go crazy, and we so happen to be able to find a day to get on the ice. And believe me, a little bit of it was dumb luck because we've been caught in a lot of cold fronts this year, and we had today planned, and doggone it, the weather just worked out perfect. So hey, if you get a chance to get out on the ice, look for those things throughout February, and you're going to catch a lot of fish right here on Mille Lake. I'm Jon Thelen. Check back with us next week for more current and up-to-date information on Fish Ed.